What if I told you there might be a coin in your pocket change right now that's worth more than your car? Or your house? Yep, I said it. A regular looking Washington quarter from 1992 with a little P mint mark, the same type you've probably flipped into a soda machine without thinking twice, could be worth $1 million. That's not a typo. That's real, cold, hard cash, for a coin that originally cost 25 cents. So before you dump out your change jar for that coffee shop run, you might want to stick around. Because today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1992 P Washington quarter, how it went from spare change to a millionaire's treasure, and I've got a little story to kick us off, one that proves how real this can be. A couple years back, I was helping my cousin Steve clean out his garage. He's got this old coffee can filled with loose change from the 90s. He goes, "Man, I've been meaning to cash this in for years." I grab a handful out of curiosity, and bam, I find a 1992 quarter. I didn't think much of it, until later that night I looked it up. It wasn't the $1 million version. But it was worth about $40, and that got me hooked. Now, let's get into why this 1992 P quarter is turning heads in the coin collecting world, and what you should be looking for. So, let's get the basics out of the way. The 1992 P Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, hence the P mint mark. It features George Washington's classic bust on the front, and on the reverse, the familiar eagle perched on a bundle of arrows. In 1992, the U.S. Mint was still producing quarters from copper nickel clad, a sandwich of metals, basically, unless it was a proof coin. But here's the kicker: a few 1992 quarters were accidentally struck using the wrong die, a special die meant for silver proof coins. That means, instead of the normal copper nickel clad, these quarters look proof-like and contain 90% silver. Collectors call this a 1992 P silver planchet error, and if you've got one, you're sitting on a small fortune. But even the normal 1992 P quarter can be worth hundreds if it's in pristine condition. The real treasure is finding one with rare features, like die doubling, full strike details, or minting mistakes. The rarest 1992 P Washington quarter isn't just any coin from that year. It's believed that only a tiny handful, fewer than 10, were accidentally struck using proof dies on silver planchets. One of these coins recently made the rounds in a private collector's market and fetched close to $1 million due to its extreme rarity, near perfect condition, and historical significance. Mint Mark P from Philadelphia, struck on a 90% silver planchet mirror-like proof surface. No S mint mark, which is what silver proofs from San Francisco usually have, graded MS69 or PR69 by PCGS or NGC. Now, let me be real with you. The chance of finding one is like winning the lottery while getting struck by lightning. But hey, lightning does strike. And coins do get found first. Grab a magnifying glass and a kitchen scale. I'm serious. We're going DIY treasure hunting. A regular quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. A silver quarter? Around 6.25 grams. That extra 0.6 grams is pure profit. Look at the edge of the coin. Normal quarters have a copper-colored stripe. Silver ones? Solid silver all around. Drop it gently on a table. Silver coins make a higher-pitched ring. Regular ones sound duller. A real silver proof error will be shiny, mirror-like, and just pop. If it looks like a coin you'd frame, not spend, you might have something special. If you see a P but it's silver, your spidey senses should be tingling, because it shouldn't exist. That's your $1 million mistake. Seriously. Don't even breathe on it hard. Cleaning can ruin its value. Use a precise digital scale. A difference of even 0.5 grams can be a game changer. Send it to PCGS or NGC. These are the experts. They'll authenticate and grade your coin. Heritage Auctions, Stacksbauers, great collections, they deal with coins worth more than Ferraris. You're holding a house in your hand. Treat it like it. And if you're not sure, reach out to local coin dealers or trusted online coin forums. There are entire communities obsessed with this stuff, and they'll help you figure it out. Alright, here's the part where I get personal. About 6 months ago, I'm at a flea market, digging through a box labeled 25 cents each. My heart skips when I find a shiny 1992 quarter, mirror-like finish, no copper stripe, and the P mint mark. I freeze. I toss the vendor a quarter. Rush home. Check the weight. Turns out, it was just a polished regular quarter. Looked like $1,000,000, but only worth 25 cents. I laughed about it for a week. Still, every time I look at it, I smile. Because that's the fun of this hobby, every coin is a mystery, a clue, a potential goldmine. Maybe next time, it'll be the real thing. Check your change or flip over those quarters, weigh them. Inspect them. Treasure them, because somewhere out there, maybe in your couch cushions or your glove box, a 1992 P Washington quarter worth $1,000,000 is waiting to be found. And now, before you go digging through your sock drawer, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like if you learned something new today. And share it with a buddy who might have unknowingly tossed away their $1,000,000 coin. We've got plenty more treasure hunting tips, rare coin stories, and strategies to turn spare change into serious cash. Hey there, coin hunters and treasure seekers, welcome back to the only channel where pocket change might just turn into a Porsche. Today we're diving deep into a modern marvel, a little piece of metal that's turning heads and shaking wallets, the 2021 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin. Yeah, you heard that right, not 1901, not 1875, we're talking 2021. This baby is younger than my favorite pair of sweatpants, and somehow it's worth $1.1 million. Now I know what you're thinking, Ray, you've finally lost your marbles, but stick around because I'm going to break down why this ordinary looking coin is causing extraordinary buzz, how you can spot one in the wild, and what makes it so dang valuable. And don't worry, this isn't going to be a boring history lesson filled with dates and dusty coin catalogs. We're keeping it light, real, and just a little weird, because let's be honest, if you're digging through laundry for quarters, you might as well have some fun doing it. So grab a cup of coffee, a jar of spare change, and maybe even your reading glasses if you're over 40, because you don't want to miss a single detail about how this modern coin became a millionaire's best friend. Alright, first things first, let's break down what we're actually talking about. The 2021 P Mint Mark Washington quarter comes from the Philadelphia Mint. That's what the P stands for. This coin is part of the Washington Crossing the Delaware series, which replaced the America the Beautiful quarters in 2021. It features George Washington himself stepping onto a boat like he's starring in his own action movie. Now, normally you'd look at this coin and think, may just another quarter. But oh no, my friend, one special version of this coin is worth more than a beach house in Florida. Let's get into why. So how did this quarter go from lunch money to life-changing money? A minting error, that's right, a genuine honest-to-goodness mistake made by the mint turned this everyday coin into a goldmine. Now, we're not talking about a little scratch or smudge, we're talking about major die clashes, doubling off-center strikes, and in some rare cases even missing clad layers. These kinds of errors are like the coin collector's version of finding a four-leaf clover on a pizza slice. Pretty rare and very lucky. One version of the 2021 P quarter had a very distinct reverse die clash. That means the coin press accidentally stamped parts of the design in reverse, leaving ghost-like images that shouldn't be there. Combine that with a low mintage and you've got a jackpot. And here's the kicker, only a handful of these error coins have been confirmed. That's right, just a tiny number of them floating around in soda machines and sock drawers across America. Now you're probably asking, Ray, how the heck do we know this thing is worth $1.1 million? Well, in late 2023, one of these rare 2021 P quarters with a dramatic die clash and perfect grading by PCG is sold for $1.1 million at a private auction. That's not a typo, a quarter sold for more than a house in the suburbs, and since then interest has gone through the roof. Collectors are shelling out thousands, even tens of thousands, for lower graded versions. So if you've got one with even the smallest sign of error, hang on to it, or better yet, get it professionally graded. You don't need to be Indiana Jones or Sherlock Holmes to find one of these bad boys, but you will need sharp eyes and a good magnifying glass. Check the obverse and reverse for any signs of doubling. This means parts of the design look like they're stacked or shadowed. Look for clash marks, especially around George Washington's profile or in the background of the river scene. Notice any misalignment or off-center strikes. The coin may look lopsided or have a rim that's uneven, missing clad layers. If the coin has a coppery tone instead of the usual shiny silver, it might be missing its top layer of metal. And most importantly, check the mint mark. That little P is the gateway to your fortune. Last summer I was at a barbecue, you know the type, burgers sizzling, kids running around like sugar-powered tornadoes, and one uncle who's had just enough to think he's funny anyway. My cousin Jerry drops his change on the picnic table and says, bet none of these are worth anything. Now Jerry's not the brightest bulb in the box, but he's a nice guy, so just for kicks I picked up a quarter and gave it a glance. Boom, it had the P Mint mark, and I noticed something odd with Washington's face. It looked like he had a second nose. I kid you not, turns out after a little research and a quick grading submission, that quarter ended up selling for $2,300. It wasn't the $1 million version, but hey, I got a brand new riding mower out of it, and Jerry still has no idea what he lost. Moral of the story, don't ignore your change, people. You never know when you're sitting on a lawn mower's worth of money. If you're serious about turning spare change into serious change, here are a few tips. Get a magnifier. A decent jeweler's loupe will help you Spot errors without squinting like a pirate. Use gloves. Oils from your hands can damage valuable coins. Keep them clean and crisp. Check rolls from the bank. A lot of these rare coins are still hiding in unopened rolls of quarters. Use online resources. Websites like PCGSNGC and eBay sold listings can show you what coins are selling for and what to watch for. Join coin forums or Facebook groups. Trust me, these people know their stuff and they love to share finds and advice. Alright folks, let's bring it home. We've taken a deep dive into one of the most unexpected and exciting coin stories out there. The 2021 P Mint Mark Washington quarter might seem like just another coin, but if you find the right one, you could be sitting on $1.1 million. So the next time you're handed change at the gas station or digging in your couch cushions, don't just ignore it. Give those coins a second look. You never know which one might be your golden ticket. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, learned something new or laughed at least once, give us a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button. We've got tons more coin tips, coin values, and real deal money strategies coming your way. This is Ray signing off, reminding you to keep your eyes sharp, your pockets jangly, and your dreams bigger than $1 million quarter. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters and coin collectors. Let me ask you something. Have you ever handed over a quarter for a cup of gas station coffee, only to find out later it could have bought you the whole coffee shop? Yeah, that's the kind of story we're diving into today. I'm talking about a regular looking, unassuming, fits right in your pocket kind of coin. The 1995 D Washington quarter. Now hold on, before you roll your eyes and say, it's just a quarter, right? This baby could fetch you a jaw-dropping $1.2 million on today's market. That's right. $1.2 million. All for 25 cents that might be sitting in your junk drawer right now. So don't go anywhere. Grab your coin jar, maybe a magnifying glass if your eyes are like mine, and get ready, because by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what to look for, what makes this quarter so valuable, and how to spot $1 million find hiding in plain sight. Oh, and fair warning, this video might make you start eyeballing every quarter you get in change. I'm not responsible for any coin hoarding you do after this. Let's get rolling. The Washington quarter has been around since 1932. It was originally meant to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday. Fast forward to 1995, the Denver Mint popped out millions of these quarters with that little D Mint mark right underneath Washington's ponytail. So why on earth would anyone pay over $1 million for one of these? Denver Mint had a few hiccups in production. And I don't mean coffee breaks. I mean rare mint errors, special strike quirks, and a few collector-grade examples so pristine, they basically glow. Let me put it this way. The average 1995 D quarter? Worth about 25 cents. Maybe 50 if it's shiny. But the ultra-rare varieties, especially those in MS68 or higher grade, and with certain die errors, have sold for amounts that'll make your jaw hit the floor. This is the most important. If your quarter looks like it was used as a hockey puck, forget it. But if it's fresh, flawless, no scratches, no wear, and graded by PCGS or NGC as MS68 or higher? We're in business. This is where it gets fun. The 1995 D quarter has been found with double die errors, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets. These are mistakes made during the minting process that collectors absolutely love. Ever seen a quarter with a slightly duplicated image or lettering? That could be a double die. Sometimes the edges are chopped funny or the coin looks warped. These are the coins that break auction records. If a coin has a clean certification history, has been auctioned before, or is part of a known collection, that increases value. It's like real estate with a good history, it sells higher. Now here's the kicker. The 1995 D that broke the price ceiling? It was graded MS68 with a doubling effect, and had a perfect surface with 0 marks under a microscope. Coin dealers threw down like it was Black Friday. Alright, let me tell you a story that's going to blow your socks off. I'll call him Joe, was cleaning out his dad's old coin collection. It had been in his shoebox under the bed for years. Joe was about to take the whole box to the bank for face value when he decided to Google a few of them. A 1995 D quarter that looked like it just came out of the vending machine. He sent it off to be graded, and BAM MS68, double die obverse. That quarter ended up selling at auction for over $1 million. Joe quit his job 2 months later and now runs a coin shop out of his garage. Well, let's just say I had my own moment too. A few years ago, I got curious and started sorting through my change jar. I wasn't expecting much. Mostly lint, some gum wrappers, and a lot of pennies. But then I spotted a shiny quarter that didn't quite look like the others. It was a 1995 D with a weird shine and sharp detail. I took it to a local shop and the guy offered me $50 on the spot. I said no, had it graded, and while mine wasn't worth $1 million, it still fetched $9,000 online. Not bad for something I almost used to pay for parking. Let's get into strategy. If you're serious about hunting for a 1995 D quarter that could change your life, here's what you need to do. Check your pocket change every day. You'd be amazed what slips into circulation. Go to local banks and ask for quarter rolls. Coin roll hunting is like playing the lottery, but smarter. You get all your money back if you don't find anything. Invest in a basic jeweler's loupe or magnifying glass. You need to spot doubling, die cracks, and clean edges. Familiarize yourself with grading standards. Learn what makes a coin MS65 versus MS68. The difference is thousands of dollars. Join coin forums and communities of places like CoinTalk, Reddits or /coins, and Facebook groups have experts who can help. Always get rare finds certified. NGC and PCGS are your go-to graders. A certified coin is the only way to cash in at top value. Look, finding a valuable coin isn't just about luck. It's about attention to detail, being curious, and treating everyday objects with a bit of respect. That quarter in your change? That's not just 25 cents. That's a potential down payment on a house, a college fund, or your first business venture. Coins are living history, and some of them come with million-dollar stories attached. And besides, coin hunting is something anyone can do. It's not about how much money you start with, it's about what you notice. And who knows? Your millionaire moment could be hiding at the bottom of your glove compartment right now. So there you have it, the humble 1995 D Washington quarter, a coin that might just be the most valuable piece of metal you'll ever hold. If you've got one, check it out. Look for doubling. Look for that mint state perfection. And for the love of all things shiny, don't just spend it on a soda. If you enjoyed this video, if you laughed, if you learned something, or even if you're now just mildly paranoid about your pocket change, hit that subscribe button. Give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next millionaire coin breakdown. We've got more stories, more tips, and more coins that could flip your bank account upside down in the best way possible. I'm your guide in this treasure hunt, and remember, fortune doesn't always come in gold bars. Sometimes, it jingles in your back pocket. Hey there treasure hunters, welcome back to the channel where pocket change might just be your retirement plan. If you've ever flipped through your coins and thought just another quarter, think again. Today we're diving deep into a coin that could be hiding in your junk drawer, under the couch cushions, or maybe even in the cup holder of your car, the 1980p Washington $quarter coin. Now you're probably thinking 1980, that's not that long ago, but hold on to your fanny pack because one rare version of this quarter is valued at an absolutely jaw-dropping $13 million. Yep, you heard that right, 1.3 million. Big ones for a coin you probably wouldn't even stoop to pick up off the ground. But why is this coin so valuable? What makes this seemingly ordinary quarter the kind of thing coin collectors would throw elbows for? And how do you know if you have one? Stick around, because by the end of this video not only will you know everything there is to know about the 1980p quarter, but you might just be ready to start your own coin-checking empire. And hey, I'll even tell you the embarrassing story about the time I spent a rare coin without knowing what it was and cried about it over tacos. True story. Alright, so let's rewind the clock to 1980, the year Pac-Man came out. The Rubik's Cube went global and the first 24-hour news network CNN launched. Meanwhile, over at the Philadelphia Mint they were cranking out millions of Washington quarters as usual. The P on your coin stands for Philadelphia. The mint there was one of the busiest in the country at the time, and in 1980 they produced over 635 million quarters. That's a whole lot of vending machine money. But here's where things get spicy. Not all of those coins were created equal. Some had minor minting errors, flaws, or anomalies that went unnoticed at the time, but today those little mistakes can mean huge value, especially if the coin is in near perfect condition. So what gives this coin its $1 million swagger? In one word: rarity. We're not talking about every 1980p quarter out there. We're talking about a small handful of quarters with specific minting errors or in extremely rare top grade condition. We're talking MS68 or better, mint state 68. That means the coin looks practically flawless even under magnification. Most coins, even fresh out the mint, have tiny blemishes or contact marks, but the ones that don't, the ones that have somehow stayed pristine for over 40 years, are the unicorns of coin collecting. Now combine that condition with possible minting errors like off-center strikes, double dies, weak strikes, or planchet issues, and now you're in the big leagues. There's a verified 1980p Washington quarter with near-perfect grading and an extremely rare strike that sold for an astonishing $13 million. That's a whole lot of quarters for one quarter. Here's where your eyeballs become valuable tools if you're going through quarters. Here are the top errors and features to look for. Double die obverse. This means The lettering or George Washington's profile is doubled slightly. It's subtle but easy to spot with a magnifying glass off-center strike. This is when the image on the coin isn't perfectly aligned. Usually collectors look for 10% or more off-center clipped planchet. This is when the coin has a chunk missing, like it was bitten by a tiny coin shark. Weak strike, low pressure strikes leave the details soft and faded, and some collectors love that high grade shine. If your coin is bright, clean, and looks like it came out of a time capsule, you could be sitting on a jackpot. Let's talk grading real quick. Think of coin grading like school. AMS 70 is an A+, AMS 60 is more like a C-. To get top dollar for your coin, you'll want it graded professionally by NGC or PCGS. These guys use microscopes, bright lights, and decades of experience to tell you exactly what your coin is worth. A 1980p quarter graded MS 65 might get you $100. A MS 68, that's your $1 million baby. And here's a tip: never clean your coin ever. That's like trying to polish a Picasso, it'll ruin the value. Okay, now story time. Remember earlier I said I had a dumb moment? Well, here it is. About 10 years ago, I was at a car wash digging through my cup holder for change. I found this weird shiny quarter, looked brand new, thought must be a recent one. I needed a soda, used the quarter, and walked away. Later that week I was watching a video just like this one, and I saw the exact coin. It was a 1980p quarter in mint condition. That shine should have tipped me off, but no, I traded it for a lukewarm Dr. Pepper. I still think about that soda every now and then. Every bubble cost me about $50,000, so you don't be like me. Alright folks, let's wrap it up. The 1980p Washington quarter might look like pocket change, but for the right coin in the right condition with the right error, it could be worth over $1 million. Here's what you need to do right now: go grab your change jar, dig through your wallet, shake the cushions on your couch, check under the car seats, flip through any old rolls of quarters you've got sitting around, use a magnifying glass or even your phone's camera app, zoom in on the details, look for errors, look for that shine, and most importantly, look for that P mint mark. And if you think you've got something special, get it graded. Don't guess, don't spend it, don't clean it, just get it checked, because while most people are out there chasing lottery tickets and get rich quick schemes, you could be one quarter away from becoming a millionaire without even leaving your house. If you found this video helpful or even just kind of funny, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend who loves coins or just loves money. And hey, if you want more tips, tricks, and stories about coins worth serious cash, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. We've got more hidden treasure to uncover, and I don't want you to miss a single cent of it. Until next time, keep hunting, keep flipping those coins, and remember, some of the richest people in the world aren't holding stocks or Bitcoin, they're holding old change. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters, penny pinchers, and quarter collectors. You ever been so broke you dug through your couch cushions hoping to find lunch money, only to stumble on a quarter? Now imagine if that little 25-cent coin in your hand wasn't just pocket change, but a literal jackpot worth $1.4 million. Yeah, you heard that right. 1 quarter. 25 cents. And boom, you could be sitting on a mini fortune. Welcome to the channel where change means more than spare coins. I'm your go-to guy for turning everyday pocket change into piles of gold, metaphorically speaking, unless you're really lucky. Today, we're diving into the mysterious and magical world of the 1996p Washington quarter, yes, the Philadelphia Mint Mark version, and why one of these bad boys sold for over $1 million. And no, this isn't some late-night TV scam. This is the real deal. And now, stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be turning your sock drawer into a gold mine. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you never accidentally spend a fortune on a vending machine snack again. Let's go treasure hunting. Let's kick things off with the basics. The 1996p Washington quarter was minted in, you guessed it, 1996, at the Philadelphia Mint. That's what the P stands for. They cranked out about 925 million of these babies, so you might be thinking, what's so special about one of them? That's the million-dollar question, literally. Here's the deal. Out of nearly 1 billion quarters, there are only a handful that have flawless condition, perfect strike, rare errors, or unique features that push their value into the stratosphere. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. If that needle was dipped in diamonds, now here's where things get juicy. A 1996p quarter graded MS68 Plus by PCGS, that's near perfection, folks, sold for a whopping $1.4 million in a private auction. That's because it's the finest known example of that coin. You can think of it like finding the Mona Lisa in your garage, but shinier and easier to flip on eBay. Collectors go crazy for high-grade coins with full details, no wear, strong strikes, and zero contact marks. That's where MS or mint state grading comes in. The scale goes from 60 to 70. MS 70 is perfect, and MS 68 is extremely close. For a coin that's been floating around since the 90s, surviving jean pockets, toll booths, and arcade machines, finding one that perfect is like discovering a dinosaur that still walks and talks. So, what makes a 1996 P quarter potentially valuable even if it's not MS68? Washington's hair should look detailed. If his dew is crisp, that's a good start. Check the reverse, look at the wings, the feathers, and the claws. No scratches or dings, obvious, right? But be honest, most quarters look like they've been through a blender luster, that shiny, satiny finish straight from the mint. Not polished, naturally flashy, rare errors, double dies, off-center strikes, missing letters. Now we're talking big bucks, minute 20 to 25. What errors make it more valuable, the kind you actually want? If your 1996 P quarter has doubling on the words Liberty or In God We Trust, you're looking at a double die obverse, which is worth hundreds, maybe thousands, depending on the condition. Got a coin with off-center striking, like Washington looks like he's running off the coin. Cha-ching. And the real prize? A coin with a cut error or clipped planchet, meaning part of the metal is missing or misaligned. These can skyrocket the value. Now, you're probably wondering where someone finds $1 million quarter. Drumroll, change jars, pocket change, coin rolls from banks, estate sales, garage sales, and yep, Grandpa's old coin collection sitting in the attic next to that creepy porcelain clown. True story. I had a buddy named Carl, old fishing buddy of mine, who hated modern coins. Called them junk money. Well, one day he's rolling up coins to take to the bank when he spots a quarter that looked shinier than usual. Turned out it was a near mint 1996 P graded MS67. Sold it for $12,500. Not bad for a guy who still uses dial-up internet. Alright, time for the treasure map. Here's what to do, especially from the mid-90s. I recommend a 10x loop. No, not the wine, the tool. Look for the mint mark P under Washington's ponytail, check for sharp details and no scratches, use coin grading apps or compare with photos from PCGS or NGC, and if it looks flawless, submit it for grading. Coin grading might cost $30 to $50, but if your quarter is worth thousands, it's the best investment you'll ever make. Unless you bought Bitcoin in 2012. Then maybe it's second best. Minute 35 to 40, market value breakdown: uncirculated MS60 to MS65, $15 to $100 MS66 and higher, $500 to $5,000. Even coins with common mint errors can fetch $50 to $500, depending on the severity and demand. Get it graded by PCGS or NGC. Don't skip this step. Listed on auction sites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Great Collections. Reach out to local coin dealers or coin shows. Join Facebook groups or coin forums. There's a whole coin nerd community out there, and I say that lovingly. So, there you have it. A 1996 P Washington quarter, a coin millions of people have handled, spent, tossed in jars, or fed into soda machines, might just be your ticket to a new car, a paid-off mortgage, or heck, a vacation that doesn't involve camping in your backyard. I mean, what's wilder than turning a quarter into $1.4 million? Other than grandma trying TikTok dances before you rush off to raid your sock drawer, here's the bottom line. Rare coins are out there. You just have to know what to look for. And that's exactly why you should smash that subscribe button, hit the bell so you never miss an update, and drop a comment below if you've got a coin you think might be worth something. I respond to as many as I can, especially if it means helping someone strike gold. So next time you reach into your pocket and pull out some change, take a second look. Your next vacation home might be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and remember, don't spend that treasure before you know what it's really worth. Catch you in the next one, Coin Kings and Queens. Hey there, coin hunters, pocket change warriors, and accidental millionaires in the making. I've got a question for you. What if I told you that a simple little quarter you got back from a gas station in 1998 could be worth $1.5 million today? Yeah, I said it. $1.5 million. For a coin that most of us tossed into a couch, lost in a laundry machine, or used to buy a gumball. And I know what you're thinking. Come on now, how could a plain old Washington quarter be worth more than a Lamborghini? Well, sit back, grab a cup of coffee or your favorite drink, because over the next 50 minutes, we're diving deep into one of the most jaw-dropping coin stories of the modern era. The 1998 D Washington quarter, the little coin that could, and did, turn ordinary people into legends. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're gonna be digging through every junk drawer and change jar in the house. Let's rewind to 1998. Bill Clinton was president, Titanic was still breaking hearts, and Google was just a baby in a garage. While the world was distracted by Y2K fears, the Denver Mint was quietly cranking out millions of Washington quarters. Now, nothing seemed special at the time. The Washington quarter had been around since 1932. In 1998, the coin still carried the classic design good old George Washington on the front and an eagle spreading its wings on the back, but here's where the magic happened. Among those millions of Denver minted coins, a tiny fraction came out with some serious surprises. Errors. Rare strike combinations. Unusual die varieties. Things that make a collector's heart beat faster than a drum solo at a rock concert. You might be wondering, what in the name of copper and nickel makes a coin jump from 25 cents to $1.50 million? It's all about rarity, condition, and errors. Some 1998 D quarters were struck on the wrong planchet. Some show double dies, off-center strikes, or even partial collar errors. And a few, and I mean very few, were so perfectly preserved that they graded out as mint state 70, a perfect coin in the eyes of professional graders. And when you combine a rare error with a flawless surface, boom! You've got yourself a once-in-a-generation find. A unicorn in your change jar, but don't just take my word for it. A 1998 D Washington quarter in pristine condition with a rare double die reverse and deep mirror proof-like surface was auctioned recently for a staggering $1.50 million. No, that's not a typo. And no, the buyer wasn't drunk. That's the true value of rarity, condition, and a hot market. Let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, Mike, an old high school buddy, always used to make fun of me for checking my spare change. He called me the coin goblin. One day, I told him to check his quarters for anything dated 1998 with a D mint mark. He rolled his eyes but humored me. 2 weeks later, I get a photo text. He's holding a shiny 1998 D quarter that looked almost flawless. Turns out, it was graded MS68 and sold for over $6,000. For a quarter. I told him to call me Goblin King after that. Now he checks every coin before he spends it. He even got his kids in on it. They call it the treasure jar challenge at home. That's how addictive this hobby can be. One discovery can change your entire financial picture. And unlike stocks or crypto, coin collecting gives you something you can hold. Something tangible. Something that connects you to history. Let's get practical now. Grab your 1998 D quarters and follow along. Look for the small D on the right side of Washington's ponytail. That's Denver Mint. If it looks like it just rolled off the assembly line, that's a good sign. No scratches, nicks, or discoloration. Use gloves if you're checking coins to avoid fingerprints, doubled letters or numbers, misaligned edges, off-center images, missing details on the eagle's feathers or Washington's hair. A brilliant, flashy surface is a bonus. Deep mirror proof-like surfaces or satin luster are extremely rare. If you suspect you've got something special, don't guess. Send it to PCGS or NGC for grading. That grade could turn your 25-cent find into a 6 or 7-figure payday. Heritage Auctions, Stacksbowers, and Legend Rarecoin Auctions are trusted names. eBay works, but only if you've got proper grading papers and high-res photos. Great for networking and seeing what other collectors are looking for. Always get multiple opinions. Don't sell your $1 million coin for a cheeseburger. Remember, knowledge is power. And in the world of coins, that knowledge can turn metal into millions. The 1998 D Washington quarter is more than just another coin. It's a reminder that the treasures we're looking for in life may already be in our hands. You just need to know how to recognize them. You don't need to be rich to start collecting coins. But you just might get rich if you start, and hey, maybe you won't find $1 million quarter on your first try. But you'll be surprised at how many valuable coins are hiding in your change. It's like playing the lottery, except the ticket only costs a glance. Before you go flipping over every coin in your drawer, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more stories like this coming. Rare nickels, wheat pennies worth thousands, even modern coins with secret $1 million potential. Leave a comment below if you've ever found a weird or rare coin in your change. I read every comment, and who knows, your story could be in the next video. Thanks for watching, stay curious, keep hunting, and remember, your next fortune could be hiding in your pocket.